Okay, fiddle players. Again, here's your headless video. We're going to go over your brown eye girl double stops in different keys. Couple things up front. One, again, apologies for using a mandolin, but I don't have a fiddle. And two is we can really only use the pattern that we learned for G for 3 different keys, including G. We can use them for G, we can use them for D, and we can use them for A. So we're going to see that first. Then after that, we are going to look at something completely different that I think is just helpful for fiddle players. And you're going to get a PDF with this emailed to you. So it should be, you'll have 2 different ways to see it. Okay, so let's just start with where we left off last time. Brown eye girl double stops in G. Playing it just focusing on the G string and the D string. Playing them open for position 1. Then you're going to play an A note on the G string, leave the D string open. Position 2, play a B note on the G string, so you're only going up and down the G string, leaving the D string open again. Position 3, then you're going to position 4, which is a C note on your G string and an E note on your D string. Need 2 fingers for that one. 4, 3, 2, 1. Remember, they're brown eye girl. Position 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Or lean on me if you want to think about it that way. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the rules, if you remember the rules from the play along, position 1 is good for a 1 chord, position 2 is good for the 5 chord, position 3 also good for the 1 chord, position 4 intuitively good for the 4 chord. 3, 2, 1. So that's how we play them in G. Now, anytime we're playing in the key of D, this is everything on the fiddle is going to simply transfer to the next set of strings. So if you're playing G, you're playing G string and D string and making all those moves. That was just going up 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to play in the key of D, move to the D string and the A string. Remember, you're going to fret mostly the D string. Position 1, those 2 open in the key of D. Play an E note on the D string, leave the A string open for position 2. Play an F sharp on the D string, leave the A string open for position 3. Play a G note on the D string and a B note on the A string for position 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exactly the same pattern, just moved to the 3rd string and 2nd string for the key of D. Now, if you go to the 1st string and the second string and the 1st string, now you're going to be in the key of A. You can sort of base these off of the lowest string you're playing. So remember, if we were playing the G string and the D string, key of G. Same pattern, up and down. 1, 2, position 3, position 4, position 3, position 2, position 1. If you go to the D string and the A string, you're going to think key of D, because that's the lower string. Position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4, position 3, position 2, position 1. Now if you're playing the A string and the E string, the 2 highest strings, going off the lower string, you're playing in the key of A. Same pattern. It's going to be open for position 1, play a B note on the A string, leave the E string open for position 2. Play a C sharp on the A string, leave the E string open for position 3. Play a D note on the A string and an F sharp on the E string for position 4. Position 3, position 2, position 1. Okay, so they should all, you can hear how they sort of sound the same. Here's key of A. Now, move back to D and A, key of D. Right? And move back to G and D, and you're playing in the key of G. So that pattern and all the rules that you learned last time with it will work for you with those simple shapes for the key of G, for the key of D, and for the key of A. Once we start getting into keys like E and B and F and B flat, that gets way harder to do, although you can use the mandolin examples for that. So what I thought I'd do for you guys is you'll have that to play with in the key of G, D, and A. Why don't we do something, because you're going to have to play in all the keys with no capos. Why don't we look at, say, the key of C, the key of F and the key of B flat and just give you some simple 2-string double stops so you start to map those out so you can play in those keys. Not going to necessarily be great for leads, but at least good for backup and something to work on. And maybe we'll generate some questions from you, from me, and we can explore a little bit further. But I just want to cover this PDF and give you this stuff. So we're going to start in the key of C, and these are just going to be double stops where you can play 1 string open and then just fret 1 string. And the PDF will be helpful with this, so make sure you refer to that. So in the key of C, remember there's multiple double stops we can play, but we're just going to pick the easiest ones. We're going to start with an open G, and we're going to play an E note on the D string. There's a double stop for C. Open G, E on the D string, okay? We got to go to a 4 chord in the key of C. We need an F double stop, and that's going to be really easy. We're going to change strings now. We're going to go to the D string and the A string, and we're going to fret the F note on the D string and leave the A string open. 4 chords, that's F. And for a G, we're going to stay on these same 2 strings, but we're going to open the D string, leave that open, and we're going to play a B note on the A string. We're playing a B and an open D. That's a G double stop. So that's going to be good for a G chord. And then we're going to, on the end of these, always offer you another 1 chord double stop. So another C double stop, but this time higher up. So this time we're going to go to the A string and the E string. We're going to play a C note on the A string and leave the E string open. Right? Okay, so let's go back and start over. Open G, E note on the D string. That's a C chord. We're in the key of C. 4 chord is F. We're just going to go to an F note, 1/2 step up on the D string, and we're going to now play the D and the A string. Open A, F. To get to G, we're going to leave the D string open, and we're going to go to the D and A strings, and we're going to play a B note on the A string. And then we're going to go to a higher C. So this is back to C, the 1 chord, but we're going to play the 3rd fret of the A string and open up the E string. Sounds nice when you kind of go through them. C, F, G, C. Notice how this C note on the A string and an open E string. If you want to go backwards to play the F, you just move this finger to the D string. You're fretting the F on the, see how they're the same position. And then you're opening up the A string. C, A and E, F, F and A. Then the G, we can just use an open D and a B string. And then back to the low C, which we're going to go open G and E note. So there's C. C, F, G, C. Okay, let's go to B flat now. Or no, let's go to F. Let's go to the key of F. We already have our F that we just used for C, right? It's an F note on the D string and an open A. It's a nice double stop. Now the 4 chord in F is B flat, which can sound intimidating, but we're gonna have a nice easy double stop for B flat. We are going to play the open D string and a B flat note on the A string. Okay, then we need a C chord. That's our 5 chord. So we're going to play the C, the high C from before. We're going to play a C on the A string and an open E string for C. And then we're going to add a higher F double stop to go back to the 1 chord. Remember, we're doing C, or doing F, B flat, and C. So our final F is going to be open A and an F note on the E string. Okay, so let's start over. Our F double stop, we're stealing from our C because F was in C, but now we're in the key of F. So we're starting with F, F note on the D string, open A. We need a B flat for the 4 chord. So we're going to go to open D, B flat on the A string. Then we're going to go up to a C for our 5 chord, the higher one, C on the A string, open E string. And back to a higher F, F on the E string, open A string. So F, B flat, C, F. Those are things you can sort of saw along with when you're playing rhythm behind a 1, 4, or 5 song. or even if you want to solo and just use them as double stops, they're kind of pretty. Imagine this, my pick is a bow. F, B flat, F, C, back to F. Okay, so let's give you one more key. Let's do B flat, because that's the key you're gonna have to play in, and that one, like I said, can be intimidating. Now remember, we already have our B flat. We're gonna start with that. We have our high B flat. We're gonna start with a different low B flat. We're gonna start with the B flat on the G string, and we're gonna do an open D. So there's B flat, double stop, which is what you guys need to be playing behind chords anyway. Now, the 4 chord of B flat is E flat, and our E flat double stop is gonna be same 2 strings, but this time we're gonna kind of reverse which one we're fingering. An open G, we're gonna play an E flat on the D string. Okay, so back to B flat on the G, open D, to E flat, open G, E flat on the D. The 5 chord is F. We've already come across F a couple times. We're gonna go up to the F note on the D string, we're gonna move to the D and A, have an open A and an F. And then we're gonna end on our high B flat, which is gonna be B flat on the A and open D. So one more time, B flat on the G string, open D. For E flat, we'll open up the G and play an E flat on the D. Same 2 strings with the bow. For F, we're gonna go to the D and A strings. We're gonna play F on the D string, open A. Stay on those 2 strings for B flat, open the D, and go to a B flat on the A string. B flat, E flat, So those are some good things to play around with. So now you have something to play for F, something to play for C, something to play for B flat, something to play for A, G, and D. So we've got a lot of keys covered there. So have fun with that, and we'll come back and do a play along with those in a bit.